So I was on YouTube and I was watching this video. This video came out months ago from Jaguar Wright, and she was talking about Jill Scott. Highly entertaining, very disturbing. But that's Jaguar. So in the midst of her telling these tales about Jill Scott, she brought up Tierra Whack, and it's like I know that name. I kind of thought I knew that name, and she was saying how Tierra Whack should have been the next Missy Elliott, and but she didn't get that promotion and she didn't get that push. And she was talking about these videos that Tierra made where she made like an album, like a whole album or something like that. And she took the songs and kind of cut them down into shorts, and she built a whole long form video of all these little shorts that she made of these videos. And so, well, let me check this out. So first of all, who I thought was Tierra Whack is totally different. So the video that Jaguar was talking about came out in 2018, and I get upset when these things happen. Because I was like, man, where have I been? Because that was like midway through the first Trump administration. That's like, where have I been so long? So it was like 2018, and the video is called Whack World, which is the album. Man, she should have been the heir apparent to Missy Elliott, but I was getting more Tyler the Creator vibes from her than Missy. Like I got the creativity side, the Missy creativity side. Like I get that part. But when you watch these videos, like, no, I'm getting more Tyler. And then I saw a picture of them recently, like maybe a couple of years ago, and she was hugging Tyler. It's like, okay, it would make sense that they're cool because it was the same type of vibe. But man, when I was watching all these videos and all these songs are great. Like it's a mixture of like hip hop and R&B and hip hop. And the scary thing about what she did was there's no difference what she did in 2018 that's going on in 2025. So I don't know if Tierra Whack was ahead of the curve back in 2018, because I think she kind of was, or the curve hasn't moved. There's a lot of female artists when I hear it today is like either A, they took that style or sound from Tierra Whack, or their producers took that style from Tierra Whack. Wherever the case, Tierra Whack should have been a bigger artist. And I was like, well, what songs were hitting back in 2018? Like, why am I just finding out about her in 2025? So I said, well, look, what was the number one songs back in 2018? 2018 was actually a pretty good year. This is before we got the full indux of stripper rap. We just had Cardi and Megan at that point. But as far as like number one hits, like Donald Glover, This Is America was 2018. Drake, When People Still Love Drake. God's Plan was 2018. Post Malone, when he was a quote rapper, he had Rockstar. Like 2000, who's my man? Travis Scott, he had Sicko Mode with Drake. 2018 was a really good year in hip hop, and it was there was a lot of diverse sounds, and it just makes you wonder, well, how come Tierra Whack wasn't part of this? She should have been. That was of all the times, like 2018 should have been her year. Yeah, the problem was, she has a sexy vibe about her, but she wasn't twerking all over the place. She didn't have stripper moves like Cardi or Megan. Like she wasn't doing that. And this is my only complaint about this female rapper era. I really don't have anything against them, to be honest. It's just, I just wish there was more diversity. Like, I'm not expecting, I keep on saying this, I'm not expecting everybody to be Lauryn Hill. I'm not expecting Queen Latifah. Like, I'm not expecting Yo-Yo. I'm not expecting that. I know it's a totally different generation. They have their own style, whole everything. I just want a diversity, so where young ladies and young men, when they look at a female MCs and female rappers, they can see a Cardi and a Megan, and then also have a Rhapsody and a Tierra Whack. That's all. It'd be fantastic if that 90s era was the same in 2020, 2025, or 2025, where you could do a ladies' night, and it is Cardi and Megan and Glorilla and Tierra Whack and Rhapsody and another female MC that's coming up that's just really solid, or Doechii, right? And put them all together. That would have been great. But these things don't exist because the record companies just said, no, we just want sex with our female rappers, no creativity. No, we can't have a female Tyler the Creator, even though it would have been great. but it's almost like, no, we don't want that. It's sad. So I think Tierra Whack, I saw something recently where she, I guess she had some mental health issues, and she's better now. She's on the other side now. But yeah, if you have some mental health stuff and you're in that music industry, which is a monster, it can really do damage to you, especially if you're a creative like her. So imagine if you're her and you're putting your heart and soul into this. You're putting your heart and soul into your lyrics. You're putting your heart and soul into your creativity when it comes to these music videos. You make sure that all these videos are different. You make sure that you're not doing anything degrading. You make sure that you're not leading with a fat ass. Like, you're doing all these things. You are embracing, Missy and Lauryn Hill and maybe some of Nicki Minaj, and you're putting all this stuff together and you're making this video, and then you put this stuff out and nothing happens. That got to be devastating. And it happens to artists all the time. And that's the sad thing. But the thing that I'm upset about, the thing that makes me mad, is the fact that I didn't know anything about her till 2025. This is the one thing when you're getting old. This is the thing what happens when you become unk. You become unk. It's that when you're younger, and appreciate this. When you're a teenager or in college, maybe kind of in your 30s, but mostly when you're a teenager or in your 20s, you're always around other kids your same age. So even if you think you have songs that you like, you're sitting next to other kids who are talking about different songs. And when kids like a song, they're very excited about it. So it's like, oh, I never heard of this. This must be good. And you go check out the song. It's like, wow, this is great. Or it's, oh man, that sucks. But it's not just your perception of music. You hear other people's perception of music. And the same thing, it gets even broader when you go to college. When you go to college, it's almost broader. Where it's almost like one of my friends who's a dancer. She's black. And I remember she was the only black chick I knew that liked Kate Bush. I was like, Kate Bush. I was like, what's this? And that's where, if you don't know Kate Bush, Maxwell, the song Women's Work, that's where he got that from. But I think with my friends, even though I always had an open ear, like I always liked Phil Collins and Duran Duran and all that stuff, but because I think of her, when I saw Fiona's Apples cover, she's not Kate Bush, but when I saw that cover, I was like, oh, let me give this a shot, because my friend introduced me to Kate Bush. So when you go to college, your palate just expands even more. So when you leave college and you just get into a job, that ear kind of goes away. It goes away because people around you, if they start talking about music, usually it's like the stuff they already like in the past or something that's kind of recent. But you kind of lose that. And now at this age, even though I feel like I'm still kind of connected, I don't have the same ear I used to. Like if this was like 20 years ago, man, my ear, I would like just about everything and then pick apart what I don't like. Today, there's a lot of things I hate. I hate more than I love. Where maybe 20 years ago, even 20 years ago, I love more than I hate when it comes to music. So that's the only bad part about growing older, that you lose that ear. So that's the thing. That's the thing I miss the most. So when it comes to Tierra Whack, tell me about her. If you know anything about her, what's your favorite song? What's your favorite album? The funny thing is, when I was comparing like 2018 to 2025, where I felt like nothing's really progressed, to put you in context, so let's go back in time. So like 1988, you had the class of 88. Check out that podcast, narrated by Will Smith. Great podcast. You had Jay Jeff and the Fresh Prince, like Brand New Funk. And then you also have like something like Slick Rick and Children's Story, right? So that's 1988. So if you're going from 1988 to 1995, if you're using this context of 18 to 2025, going from 1988 to 1995, where we got Biggie and Pac, where they're still storytellers like Will, and storytellers like Slick, but it's a different sound, it's a different cadence, like everything's totally different. So when I listen to Tierra Whack stuff in 2018, and I'm listening to maybe Coco Jones or Doechii or some of these other people of today, I almost feel like, man, nothing's really progressed that much. What they're doing, like Victoria Monet, what they're doing is great. But man, she was doing this in 2018. So they're talented in 2025, but are they more talented than her? And I think it's time for us to embrace her. Shout out to Tierra Whack.